Battle continues May 1st at the second stop on the PSP Tour, so mark your calendars and sign up your team to take the field at the 2015 PSP Nashville Open. Watch all the action going down and broadcast live May 1st through the 3rd on PSPEvents.com.
Open, I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. We are about to watch Boom take on Topgun. So these are two teams that are looking to prove themselves. If you've been watching these two teams play here in the PSP Pro Division, you know that we've seen good things out of both these teams, but neither one of these teams have really truly had a sustained bout of greatness out here, and that's what they're searching for. You know, we saw Topgun play this morning already against Dynasty, get beat pretty bad. They do have Rich Telford helping them out, though. And again, they're skilled players. They know how to play this game. We've seen some really good games out of Topgun over the years. However, they need to evolve. They need to, you know, get that championship mentality in their head. And that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, hey, we're going to go out here and win championships, but the difference that separates the good teams from the great teams is all mentality and how they're looking at the game and playing that chess match. So, and then with Boom, same thing there. You know, they have some skilled players on that team, and we saw some good battles out of them, but they just need to step it up. So who's going to do it? We'll find out. We're going to throw 20 minutes on that clock and let these two teams battle.
And Topgun getting off to the early start. Getting bodies over here on the snake side, shooting out the snake player for Boom. Cyril Akita up in that snake side tower. He's gonna get Jared Lackey in there with him. Looking to come through the middle of the field. Topgun gonna launch. There goes Chris Shear through the middle, trying to get one kill out of that Dorito. Does he get him? Yes, but also gets picked off. One body left in that back center for Topgun, or for Boom. He gets shot. And here comes all the players from Topgun sweeping the field.
So nice work from Topgun to come out. Meducia, Lackey, Hardwick, and Johnson left alive. So Zach Johnson getting the start. We had spoken about him coming out of the NCPA ranks, college paintball, stepping up and getting on a good PSP team here. So Chris Shear, the only body dead for Topgun, but he got 2 confirmed kills before he walked out. He was shot by Blake McShane. Hardwick getting checked out by the referees here for Topgun to try to put this first point up on that board.
Playing for pride out here, these two teams. You know, Boom and Union. Boom got 7-0'd by X Factor, and then got 7-0'd by Dynasty. Union, they lost. We saw them lose to Dynasty this morning, 7-1. Just really kind of struggling out here. Union.
Well, you know, these are two teams fighting for relevance. They're fighting for, you know, to try to improve their standing here in the ranks of professional paintball. And they've both worked on their programs over time. So we got a brand new season here. This is the first event of 5. And I know that the conditions are very difficult, as you're currently seeing on your screen. As the skies opened up the week preceding this event, softened up Cousins Paintball here. And now that we have the, you know, hundreds of paintball players out here walking around every day, it's become quite the mud bog. But, you know, this has become pretty par for the course. We're used to this at this point.
Yeah. Or Chicago last year.
How could I forget?
When the rolling clouds came in, it looked like aliens were coming to take over Illinois.
Aliens. Yeah, it's seared in my memory, standing in a metal box during a thunderstorm. So here we go. Topgun on your screen. There's Attica. Cyril Attica is a great paintball name.
Cyril Akita.
Yeah, Akita.
Oh, and Cyril takes a core sample coming out of the box and then gets goggled. Poor Cyril. Topgun, though, getting bodies going up the center of the field. Jared Lackey again over here on the snake side, but Boom this time, first one to get into the snake.
Uh-oh, major penalty, it looks like, on Hardwick. So Lance Hardwick from Topgun, though they have a 1-point lead. Boom in better field position over here on the snake side, looking like they're probably going to close this one out.
And here comes Schramm. Down the side for Boom on the snake side. We saw him a lot getting in there early against X Factor, but really couldn't get anything done.
Well, Blake McShane in here on the snake there on your screen.
That Lance Hardwick major definitely heard Top Gun there. It looked like Top Gun was getting ready to start charging down that Dorito side. Then Lance got Zach Johnson pulled.
Is that Chamber in the snake?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the referee's checking out player for Boom.
There's Blake McShane, number 9, coming off.
So we're going to get the on-field call from the referee here.
We have Alex Rant.
We have a play, number 4, Top Gun, major playing on.
So Hardwick must have just caught one and just continued to play there in the center, Todd.
Yeah, I think he got one in his leg.
So let's check it out on the replay there. Hardwick, red beanie, top of your screen, and trying to get into that tall stand-up temple. Still clean from here. There it is right there. Boom, takes a shot on the leg, like you said, Todd, and then the referee had to run all the way over and call him out.
There was Cyril taking that face plant, and then stands up, boop, goggled.
So a series of mishaps for Top Gun there. Cyril, well, it's muddy, man. What are you gonna do? Try to get out to your bunker as efficiently as you can. So Cyril not able to do it, and then also Hardwick getting that leg shot and continuing to play. And anytime you have an obvious hit like that and a referee sees it and you continue to play, then you're going to get a major penalty. The rest, though, they're on it right now. I haven't really seen any ridiculous penalties at this event.
I'm going to hear it from Cyril later about that one, too. Hey, man.
He did a good interview with Lauren yesterday.
Yeah.
So, Boom going to be on your screen and on your left-hand side. Top Gun on your right. Chris Shear, kill count leader for Top Gun. 2 confirmed for him before he got shot in that first point. On the breakout, Top Gun down a body. Hardwick in the box. Boom on a power play. McShane, Wank, Mann, Chamber, and Jansen on the field for Boom. You're looking at them on your screen right now.
Top Gun able to get out wide. They make both corners. Ian Wilson comes out of the snake side corner and gets up in that first snake temple, but he's really getting pinched from the middle. Looks like Blake McShane is up in that center can, just pounding the snake side. Willie Mann over there, looking to make a move on the Dorito side, coming up into the snake. That's Chamber. Ian Wilson, he comes into snake too.
So the
Lance Hardwick still in the box.
Snake battle starting to unfold here. Better field position for Top Gun by 1 notch. And then now Chamber getting up there. And Chamber is just going to fully commit, but that was not a good move right there by Chamber. So he's going to draw a major penalty. So Boom now gets a major. Hardwick waiting, chomping at the bit to get out of the box. So Top Gun squandering the, Boom squandering the opportunity that was presented to them.
Here comes Lance Hardwick finally getting out of the box. Ian Wilson needs to crawl all the way to the end of the snake. There he goes. As he starts to crawl, there's Lance Hardwick over the top, coming up in the middle of the field. Ian Wilson slowly trudging through the mud.
Well, Top Gun looking real good here in this point. Most likely going to take the lead. Only 2 bodies left alive for Boom, but, you know, they're just basically going to want to try to get as much of that time off the major penalty as they can before they lose this point. Or maybe Willie Mann or Chris Jansen will step up, start getting some kills. Johnson walks off for Top Gun, but body's starting to drop right now for Boom. Another body coming off that D side. Looks like that's Willie Mann. So he's going to take the walk. Hardwick's going to grab the flag. And he's going to trudge through the mud and hang it up. So Top Gun going to take a slight lead here. 2-1 will be the score as long as Hardwick's clean. Hardwick has a bunch of spray all over his goggles, but spray does not count. So he's going to be clean. And the point will be awarded to Top Gun. Temperature's starting to dip a little bit here, which is going to affect the paint. Saw that yesterday a little bit as the wind's picking up.
Oh, much more prepared yesterday, or today than yesterday.
We have a penalty on the play. Number 20 of Boom. Major playing on.
Yeah, and that was, you know, that's the one we saw over here on the snake side. You can see here on the replay. Check it out. So he gets up and just fully commits and takes a couple and tries to get that shot off. You see he had a hit. He had a hit on his crotch, and he also had a hit on his leg. So
no. Squeeze a couple more.
Yeah,
shots.
Still trying to get that shot in.
Mudfest.
So
good call by Alex Rant there on the sideline. Don't tell him I said that. I'm not coaching anymore. I had to make sure to come here first thing in the morning yesterday and still tell the referees that I hated them all. Even though I wouldn't be on the sidelines to yell at them.
You did have a few choice words for the ref crew last year.
Yeah, it was all in good fun.
I'm sure they thought the same thing. If they were sitting in my spot right here, they'd be saying the same thing.
Yeah, well, I'm actually glad that we're over here, on the pit side now, because I can heckle them in between games. I don't have to save it all till like the end of the day or the lunch break. I can just wait till they come off and then just mess with the referees all day.
So, got it 2 minutes before, about 2 minutes, 1 minute, 52 seconds before the start of this next one here. So while we have a little bit of a beat in the action, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back after this.
They say paintball is 90% mental. The mental aspect of our sport goes far beyond game plans and visualization. Now more than ever, Empire provides an unmatched support system for you both on and off the field. Having this level of support allows you to focus on the things that you need to go out there and get the job done. The Empire All-In Sponsorship Program. Thousands of players, hundreds of teams, one family, one support system.
Get back to the action here, just about 30 seconds. Boom, needing to make something happen, though they do still have a penalty on the board, so they will be down a body. Playing with 4, Top Gun. Going to be playing with 5, so on a little bit of a power play here. Chris Shear, Ian Wilson, Fiducia, Zach Johnson, and Chris Straza out on the field right now for Top Gun to try to extend their lead. Boom needs to get their bodies out alive and try to shoot one to even up that body count. That's always the strategy when you are down a body here because of a penalty. So let's see, can Boom on the right-hand side make it out? They double up that back center and send a flyer out towards the D side, send another body out, but then they lose a body, and it doesn't look like they were able to shoot any of the Top Gun players, and Top Gun is utilizing this power play very efficiently, already at the 50-yard line and pushing down the field, gunned up very heavily, past the 50-yard line on the D side, and this is going to be a quick point here for Top Gun.
Yeah, I mean, Boom just really having a rough go out here. It's tough when you end up in a bracket with Dynasty and X Factor, and then you have to play a team like Top Gun, who also has, a decent amount of time in the upper divisions.
Well, that was
some good experience.
Well, Todd, that was our boy Zach Johnson on the D side getting it done.
Yeah, just wrecking it. But, I mean, top that off with, a bunch of muddy mudfest. It just makes for a tough event for Boom. Lauren Kelly's splashing around in the mud over there. I can see her. But there's Chris Shear from Top Gun walking off through the mud, getting a flag hang. Top Gun capitalizing, and Boom. I don't think Schramm even got out of the box.
I don't think he did either.
Quick, so Top Gun going up 3-1.
Well, that's the opposite of what Boom wanted to happen. They took a little bit of a risk sending a body out wide to the D side. That guy made it in clean. The guy that didn't make it in clean was one of the players doubling up in the back center and then trying to make it out to the D side, ran into a gun, ended up getting taken out. And but really it came down to Top Gun. They did shoot that secondary lane very well to get that kill. But man, they took some really good field position off the break. Little Zach Johnson just flying down that D side of the field. You can see there on the breakout. So you see there left-hand portion of your screen, and see Zach Johnson already to the D1 or D2. Then he goes to D3, and you can see that body come off. And then look at this, quickly advancing forward, already to the 50-yard line. Only looking at 2 bodies here. I'm sorry, 3 bodies at that point. And then Zach Johnson past the 50-yard line. Body peels off in that center. So very quick work on that D side of the field for Zach Johnson. Already into all the way onto Boom side of the field into D1. So that was a beautiful utilization of a power play right there from Trenton. Got about just 5 seconds before the start of this next one. These guys making a little bit of a late start here, getting to the box and to get set. So Schrammer still in the box for Boom. This time Boom going up the center with 2 of their bodies. A little bit more of a conservative breakout on the D side of the field. Didn't go as far. Didn't go into the Doritos yet over there. You're looking at Top Gun on your screen. So Top Gun, good cross-field spread. They do lose a body, though, which is going to even things up as Chris Straza walks off early.
Zach Johnson up again into that first Dorito.
Well, he had a really good point, so why not let the rookie spin?
Yeah, let him go again. There's his mirror. Number 1, Willie Mann in that Dorito 1 as well for Boom. Ian Wilson now gets into the 50 snake for Top Gun. He's got some help behind him. That center tower gets really small when somebody gets into the 50 snake. He's trying to gun battle for his life right there. That's Blake McShane in the middle, number 9. Here comes Chris Shear, looking to make a move through the middle, but Top Gun is going to get a major penalty.
And it's Zach Johnson. So Zach Johnson dropping the ball over there on the D side of the field, and looks like a major penalty assessed.
Oh,
was I don't.
Yeah, Zach Johnson over there in the 50 Dorito. We got shot going in.
So now that puts Top Gun on their heels a little bit and gives Boom a small advantage. Willie Mann, Gerhard, and Jansen left alive for Boom, but better field position for Ian Wilson. If Ian Wilson, but Ian Wilson gets shot as he gets past the 50-yard line in the snake. So Boom is going to be able to pull within 1 here. Should be 2 to 3 as long as this flag hang is clean. Willie Mann touching up at the flag station, checked out by the referee.
And Boom, starting off 4-on-5. Able to fight out of it this time. Definitely with a little help from Zach Johnson, because Top Gun had field position. So 140 left on the major. Zach Johnson is going to go to the box to start the next point, and Boom now down 3-2 is going to get an opportunity to play with the power play. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey guys, I am here with Chris Jensen from Boom. They are battling it out with Topgun right now. Topgun is up 1 point. Yesterday was a rough day for you guys. You weren't able to win either of your matches against Dynasty or X Factor. Did you feel it was execution? Guys just weren't executing, or you had to adjust your plays and breakouts to get
we had to adjust our plays on breakout. We just weren't getting it done. We were playing way too passive. We needed to become more aggressive. And we're letting guys just run up the middle and stuff on us. Too many penalties yesterday, so we definitely fixed all that. We're pushing forward. We got the field figured out a little better now today.
All right, we'll see if they can tie it up.
We forgot. So right now on your screen, Boom in good field position here, Snake side. Topgun down a couple bodies. They have 3 players left alive, and not looking good for them here in this point. And there's the last couple players left alive getting peeled off, and Boom looking like they're going to tie this one up, Todd.
Yeah, Boom did a good job shooting one on the break. Bounce another one going out, finally getting some kills. Able to see people die in front of them and then make moves out wide. They got their bodies up here in the Snake, start attacking through the middle. And, you know, working that power play. Only about 42 seconds came off that clock, so gonna get another opportunity as they tie the game up to play 5-on-4 paintball.
So let's listen in here to the pits of Boom.
Hey, stand by. Hey, it is 15 seconds on that major capitalize. Where's my gun? Save 5.
Are you using that from my mic? Camera mic?
Or who was using it? Are we far here? What? What gun did you use? Are we far, son? No, you're near. Yeah. Go Boom!
So heading into this morning bracket, there were a lot of outstanding questions. We didn't really know exactly what Topgun and Boom were going to bring out to the field of competition today, but I like the fight I'm seeing out of these guys because the season's very long. These are 2 promising programs. I really like that Rich Telford's coaching Topgun right now. He's got a lot of wisdom to impart, and they just, like we talked about earlier, they kind of need that. That's like one of the missing links is that mentality to take them to the next level.
Yeah, I feel like Topgun, we practiced them a lot, last year with Vicious before the events, and they were always a good team to practice because they would attack you. They had players that were hungry. We see a lot of these teams out here. You got players that are just like really kind of passive aggressive. They like playing, they like shooting people, but they're not like, I want to come and I want to stuff you, I want to smoke you, I want to blow you to bits. You know what I mean? Topgun's got a lot of guys like that. They got guys that are angry, they get pissed off, they play with a lot of heart and fight in them, and to actually get a guy like Rich Telford, who is kind of somewhat like he's a nice guy most of the time, but
he's a super nice guy until we're competing for something.
Yeah. Now Rich Telford, he's a bad dude. He's all about that fight, that anger. It's why he won championships himself. He's a dude that is into grinding, into fighting, and maybe he can teach them how to be a little bit smarter about it, and try and get Topgun on the right track.
Well, let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I have Rich Telford here in Topgun's pits. Now you're going into this tiebreaker point with a solid minute penalty on the board. What were you telling the guys during this timeout is the best strategy to make sure that you don't let Boom take the advantage?
Just really trying not to lose a guy on the break, try to capitalize the breakout, try to get a guy, not lose a guy, but mostly get to our bunker, stay alive, cross it up, and burn the minute off so that we can get back in the game.
If you had to choose either burn out the clock or try to go aggressive and win that point, which is the better strategy?
When you're down a body, it's usually better to burn the clock. If you're up a body, you obviously want to play aggressive and attack them.
All right, we'll see who takes this point.
Hi, Lou.
So it's good to see Rich still doing what he does.
Yeah.
Excessive we had to bid farewell to Excessive. Broke my heart a little bit. Seeing, that was my team for a while.
It's a good run.
Yeah, real good run. Nothing lasts forever, man. Nothing lasts forever. So 12 minutes and 2 seconds to go. All tied up at 3. Topgun on your screen. Boom on your left-hand side. A little bit better breakout on the snake side for Boom. Oh, they lose that body, though.
Oh.
Zach Johnson's still in the box.
Make that 2
for
bodies.
Topgun. Yeah, so this is what Boom wanted to happen, though. Wanted to, to shoot some bodies, but then now they lose some bodies. So bodies dropping for both teams right now. But still, Boom, they only lose 1, and Topgun dying quickly, and it looks like another major penalty will be assessed on Topgun. So disaster strikes. That is not what Topgun needed to do, was get another penalty here. With it tied up, now they're going to be playing down again. Zach Johnson's still in the box, so they're going to have to start this one. Yeah, so that was Lance Hardwick, Todd. It's the 2nd penalty we've seen on Hardwick so far in this match.
The wild card. Lance Hardwick, man, sometimes he just deals. He's one of those guys with kind of like a awkward style, kind of like the fighting crane or whatever.
Well,
he gets the job done,
Lance Hardwick's been playing for a long time. He's very experienced
but
at
he's
this
definitely
point.
very penalty prone.
Well, let's listen into the referee break down the penalty.
We have a penalty on number 24, Topgun Union, major.
So Topgun now going to have 2 players in the box. Zach Johnson with his penalty on the Dorito side points ago, and now a fresh one with Lance Hardwick. So that's the exact opposite of what Topgun needs to be doing right now, which breathes a little bit of life into Boom here. Now going to be playing 5-on-3, so they want to start running the score up. This is the time to do it.
There you see Lance Hardwick walking back to the box. You got Zach Johnson, Jared Lackey, Alvin Johnson, and Cyril Akita. Mann, Jansen, Wank, Shambler, and Dennis. Looks like Boom might have got shot on the break. Referee going to run in, check. If he's hit, he's going to get a penalty. He's clean.
Boom loses a body, though, trying to double up one of those insert bunkers on the snake side.
Oh, Cyril gets blown up out of the back center for Topgun. Topgun starting with those 2 bodies in the box. They're going to get one out here in a second. Zach Johnson's about to come running, but Boom loses another body. There goes Zach Johnson all the way over to the Dorito side. There he is on your screen right there in the mini race, looking across the field. He's looking to make a move. He jumps into the mini Dorito.
Keeps going to the 50-yard line.
There's Lackey right there on your screen. Over here on the snake side, number 21. Up into the 50 Dorito goes Zach Johnson. Looks like he gets another kill across the field.
Hey, all of a sudden, Topgun with Zach Johnson storming down the D side, looking like they're going to win this point. So the tables have turned here, and Boom is going to concede it to preserve the penalty on Lance Hardwick. But Zach Johnson comes out of the box and completely redeems himself. Charges down that D side, gets a couple kills, and puts a point on the board for Topgun. So that's always there as a potential outcome when you are down bodies like that. The other team is going to be up mentally. They're going to feel confident because they're going out 5-on-3 or 5-on-4. And if you can somehow swing that around and win that point, you take the wind out of their sails, and all of a sudden you have the momentum.
Yep. Always playing such a key factor out here. This one going back and forth now. Lance Hardwick is still going to be in that box, but at least now Topgun has the lead. They had some good shooting on the break. I think the reason why those 2 Boom players ended up doubled up in that temple is because they saw the streams coming at them and had to stop, pull up short. One guy kind of pushed his other buddy out onto the snake side, got shot in the head as he was getting a check.
So still lots of game time on the clock. 10 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Slight lead for Trenton Topgun. Still down a body, so Boom will be on a power play. You see the 5 bodies on the replay for Boom. And looks like, referee jogging on over. And then one of the players got bounced, was able to get in alive, but then they lost a body there. And then Zach Johnson's going to come out of that box and storm up that D side of the field. So So Boom. Sorry, it's all tied up at 4. Boom 4, Trenton Topgun 4. Taking the field for Boom, Jansen, Mann, Shamber, Gerhard, and McShane. So you see the 4 bodies for Topgun making their way to their bunkers, trying to spread the field out, and then pushing another body towards that D side. Ref checking one of the players over there, checking out Zach Johnson. And Zach Johnson with his 5 confirmed kills, doing pretty solid out here. Oh no, another major penalty on Zach Johnson. So just when I was talking about how he's redeeming himself, he loads the gun and shoots himself in the foot. So just, if you're a Topgun fan, you gotta be a little frustrated right now because this game is close and Topgun is just throwing hurdles in front of themselves.
Oh man, Blake McShane on your screen right there. Somehow his gun is clean.
Well, there's an obvious difference in the mud carrying all over the jerseys of the guys that are playing the center and the guys that are playing the snake. You know the guys that are playing the snake when they walk off because you can't even read the logo on the front of their jersey. And the guys that play the center still have clean chests. But right now, Boom takes a slight lead here, 5-4, and we're going to check in with the referee for yet another major penalty.
Got a penalty on number 25, Topgun Union, major.
Yeah, so it was Zach Johnson. The referee confirmation on that, and God, man, it's, you know, it's tough when you have these rookie guys looking to go out and make a name for themselves, try to help their team, and just start riding that gray area a little too hard and start drawing penalties. You can see there on the referee on the replay, gets in there, scours over Johnson. It's like, yep, you got a hit on you. So we're going to throw that red flag in the air, which signifies a major penalty. And you see Johnson shoulders down, angry at the world.
I feel like when Zach first came in, you know, that first tournament, like he got a couple penalties back there too. You know, like he really needs to get out of that funk.
Last year?
Last year, yeah. You know, figure it out. Like, what is it?
I haven't personally seen enough of him to know. You know, we did see him play in the NCPA. He played great there. I don't think he got too many penalties. Now I come to think about it, maybe he did get penalties then too. I can't remember. But regardless, we're watching him get you know, a little 2-pack of penalties in this match. Though he does have 5 confirmed kills, which is the most of the guys that are out there right now on the field for Topgun. Between Hardwick, Shear, Wilson, and Johnson, Alvin Johnson, Zach Johnson has the most confirmed kills. Chris Shear has 4, and Hardwick has 3. Hardwick's got some penalties as well. That's 2 penalties on Hardwick and 2 on Zach Johnson. So 4 major penalties so far for Topgun. So the fact that it's even 5-4 right now, and Topgun's kept it close, you know, definitely knows they can, or shows us that they can play the game. But if they could just get rid of those penalties, it'd make them a lot more potent force.
It's like Ian Wilson right there, last body alive, just doing whatever he can do. Blake McShane there on your screen. As Boom puts another point on the board, playing 5-on-3 paintball.
Yeah, beautiful point by Boom. No one shot there. But again, they were on a power play. But Gerhard, McShane, Jansen, Dennis, and Shamber getting it done for Boom to pull within 1 point of victory here in this race to 7 points. Starting, you know, getting through this morning bracket. Dynasty defeated Union 7-1 earlier on today. Ironman also defeated Revo 7-4 in a very close match. That was a great battle. Now we're watching Union play Boom. And Dynasty and X Factor coming at you next. That should be a good one. So we're going to be right back after a word from our sponsors.
All right, here we go. We got Boom threatening to win a game over here against Topgun Union, who has just been destroying themselves with major penalties, but Topgun not going to give up so easy. They get one body out of the box. Zach Johnson still in there. Topgun with 4 bodies alive. You see Dorito 1, back center. Both snake side temples. Boom making advances up the field, getting into snake 1. Getting up into that 40 wedge over there on the Dorito side. Zach Johnson still in that box. There's Jared Lackey on your screen, shooting on the inside down the snake wire, looking to make a move. He puts in the tall tower and makes his move into snake 1. Ian Wilson comes to back him up. Jared Lackey looking across the field. He can't see the stand-up from where he's at, but he just needs to protect Lackey. Lackey looking to make a move around snake 1 and crawl into snake 2. Able to get in there as both Boom players on the snake side are looking inside, or were looking inside. Now Lackey getting some attention from that tall tower on the snake side.
Yeah, do or die time right now for Trenton Topgun. They have 7 minutes and 40 seconds to work with. 5 players alive, Todd.
Zach Johnson comes out of the box and instantly gets goggled up trying to go out wide on the Dorito side.
Well, they had 5 players alive.
Had 5 players.
Well, Zach Johnson, a little hit or miss, but what can you do, man? You're coming out of the box. Sometimes guys have an angle on you, sometimes they don't. All you can really do is just, you know, dig in, try to run out to your spot, make it out alive. Zach Johnson not able to do it. Chris Shear also gets shot for Topgun. So though they have good field position with 2 players on the snake side, losing that D side pretty hard right now.
They have 2 players over here on the snake side, but looks like the Dorito side is just about blown for Topgun. See a couple Boom players coming down the Dorito side, just the back center for Topgun with the 2 snake guys. But he's really feeling the pinch right now. It's Lance Hardwick, Jared Lackey getting shot out of snake 2. Lance Hardwick getting shot out of the back center. It's just Ian Wilson. Can Ian Wilson win a 1-on-5? No. As Boom.
Haven't seen one of those in years.
No, Boom gonna close it out here.
1-on-3, you got a shot.
1-on-4.
1-on-2, you got a decent shot. 1-on-4, meh.
It's tough.
1-on-5, you need a gift from the gods.
Surrender.
So Boom, perfect point for them there. Dennis Gerhard, Kevin Wenk, CJ Shamber, and Willie Mann gonna close it out and take this game here from Topgun. So good performance by Boom, though unfortunately for Topgun, 4 majors. I mean, if you could fight through 4 majors and get a win, think of what you'd do if you didn't have those majors. Yeah. But that really was the difference in this match. Boom got a couple penalties too, but you know, Topgun was just constantly getting penalties.
Not a good move, not a good look.
So next up, we have an awesome matchup coming at you. San Diego Dynasty going to be taking on San Antonio X Factor in a battle of titans in this bracket. Both Dynasty and X Factor have 2 wins so far here at this event. Dynasty and Union, Dynasty defeated Union 7-1 this morning, and Dynasty beat up on Boom 7-0 yesterday. X Factor looked excellent in the morning. Not 1 point scored on X Factor through 2 games yesterday. They defeated Boom 7-0, and then they took down Topgun Union 7-0 as well. And then after that game, we'll have Rebo taking on Thunder, and the Ironmen taking on Houston Heat. Ironmen 2 wins as well. Heat played 2 games yesterday. Looked a little rough against Thunder. They still won 4-3, but Thunder started coming back on them a little bit. Heat, a little miscommunication out there, but Heat brought it right back and looked phenomenal against Baltimore Revo, defeating them 7-1. So 1 game left for Heat today, as we're looking at the replays from this last match here. And the Ironmen, going to be minus Brandon Cornell, which is a really big weapon for them, as he really proved himself last year, but dislocated his shoulder, so they had to take him to the hospital. So no Brandon Cornell for the Los Angeles Ironmen. Oh, so you're seeing the last few highlights here, and there's Topgun on your screen. Topgun, man, I like the lineup that they have. I think they got some potential. They got to stop getting penalties.
Yeah, that definitely hurt them.
Well, let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I am here with Kevin Wink from Boom. You guys were able to pull a win out there. Yesterday, you did go up against Dynasty and X Factor, which are 2 huge powerhouse teams with seasoned players. Coming into this weekend knowing you had a tough bracket, what was your team's expectations and goals?
We just really wanted to play well, play as a team. We practiced really hard, and we go against every team like anyone else. We know Dynasty and X Factor are good teams, and we just don't worry about their name. We just go out there and play our hardest.
PSP switched it up on you guys this season and didn't release the layout beforehand. So you say you practiced a lot. What did you practice in order to prepare when you didn't know what the layout was going to be?
We wanted to get used to the true semi, and it's a lot different. Snapping and communicating as a team, making sure we all stay on top of the shot count and how many we have alive, and just closing out games.
So what did you guys feel like you learned yesterday in those 2 matches that you were able to bring here today and execute to get that win against Topgun?
The middle of the field, there's a lot of bunkers there, and you can kind of sneak around in there. So we weren't really using it at first. Our first 2 matches didn't go well against X Factor and Dynasty, but today we were, utilizing the middle of the field and just pushing it. It's a slot fest out there, so it's kind of just who can shoot the other guy first,
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on that win. A lot of the teams yesterday were saying they were avoiding the middle of the field, and we're seeing it a lot more today. Next up, we're going to have Dynasty versus X Factor, which is going to be an incredible match, so stay tuned.
Mark your calendars and get ready for the battle at the upcoming stops on the 2015 PSP Tour. The Nashville Open goes down May 1st through the 3rd. Mid-Atlantic Open June 18th through the 21st. The Chicago Open takes place August 7th through the 9th. And the biggest paintball tournament on earth, the PSP World Cup, runs October 15th through the 18th. Sign up your team now and get into the fight. Watch all the action on PSPevents.com. You don't want to miss it.